Hi, hello, how are you? Amanda, Seint artist. I'm gonna talk to my moms today because I've got kids knocking at my door and I need to get out the door. So I'm gonna do some nice, fast Seint makeup. So cream-based 3D foundation. Send me your makeup-free selfie. And I'm gonna show you how easy this makeup is. I like to set my face with powder first. I have oily skin and I get really oily on my cheeks, my T-zone, I get oily everywhere. So I like to set my face with powder first, just to combat that oiliness. I did put on a nice fine mist of de-slick before I hit record, before my kid knocked on the door, so I'm not gonna double douse myself. But I am gonna use the buff brush to apply my main highlight. My skin's been extra angry this cycle, and so I'm needing to use a heavier coverage brush. A denser brush gives you more coverage, but still, you still need so much less than traditional makeup. If your bristles stick together, you have too much makeup on. So I'm putting on June as my main highlight. I may need, no, June is good. Once this blends down. Never trust a shade by its original smear because you're gonna blend it down, it's gonna blend out, and that's a really great match. I'm very fair toned, but June has a green in it that helps correct redness, which I have quite a bit of on my face, especially this cycle. And so I'm just gonna put this on the lower part of my face just to even out my skin tone, and I bring it down my chin. I've been getting, my acne scarring has just been so crazy angry. Oh man, and then I'm getting chin breakouts this cycle. We'll just call it a cycle. It sounds better. I hate saying that time of the month, even though I just said it, but we're gonna call it a cycle. So this cycle, I am very blemishy. I look like a garden on my face and spring has sprung. Okay, let's go in and I'm gonna use the detail brush to contour. I just melted my tins. Look how pretty that is. You will use 100% of the products in your tins, which is amazing because you don't use 100% of the products in your bottles. I'm gonna go into olive. And I'm gonna be very careful because I did just melt it, so it's a bit extra creamy. And I'm gonna build. I'm gonna build, and I'm just gonna put this on my forehead. This makeup, it's just so easy. The way that everything works together. I'm going into my brightening now, and I'm putting this between my brows, and then I'm gonna push this up to my contour I just put on, and it just gives this really beautiful finish. That's so easy, right? Everybody says, oh, you just make it look easy. It's actually that easy. It really, really is. And it's buildable. You start with a little and then you build up to where you want it. If you ever feel like you've put too much product on, you can easily grab it, put way too much on, and you can just blend it down to your liking. That's one of the nice things about this. It's forgiving. It all works together, but I don't need to take one color and turn my face that one color just to restructure it. Everything in here is foundational coverage, so you're able to put your makeup on based on the dimension of that area. Is that the right way to say that? Yeah, my shadow tones, I'm able to put a contour on there that's foundational coverage. I'm able to take a brightening tone where my skin is naturally reflecting light, and I'm able to match that tone to create this gloriousness. I'm gonna take a little bit of bronzer. We're gonna add some warmth to this forehead, and then my forehead's done. And I'm able to move on to the next. I'm gonna go to this small end, and I'm just gonna pull that brightening out. And look at that. I'm nice and sun-kissed. I didn't even have to go outside. It's snowing, so I'm not gonna get sun even if I did go outside. All right, next I'm gonna go in with my contour on the side of the detail brush, and I'm gonna stamp on both sides of my nose. Now, I have a bumpy nose, and I really struggle with contouring it, so I put my colors on each side, and then I bridge them together like that. I pull it up towards my brow just to follow natural shadowing, because that's all a contour is mimicking a shadow. And then I'm gonna square off the tip. I'm gonna grab this small one, I'm gonna go into that brightening. I'm using Versailles, and I am going to go right down the middle and then hit the tip, just like that. I'm gonna take my finger and I'm gonna tap it. So by adding that contour and bridging it together and then brightening down the middle, I'm able to straighten my nose, contour my nose, and it's gonna look pretty and natural, right? Right. I'm gonna take what's left from that brightening and I'm just gonna hit my Cupid's bow and right here. And now we're gonna go back into contour. I always tap into my colors. This is where it's great. So I'm gonna take my natural shadow and come just above it, and I'm gonna contour my cheekbones. I'm gonna push them up. So I'm keeping it at an angle. I'm gonna take that bronzer and I'm gonna come right here, just like that. It's so good. And then we're gonna push and blend together. I'm gonna smile because I need to see where my cheekbones are. I have maturing skin and you lose volume in your cheeks as you mature. It's just the way that life is, okay? Not fair, not fair. I really think that as we get wiser, we should just get better. And while we do get better, I just wish my skin would stay up like my attitude. My attitude has gotten significantly better the older that I get because when I was younger, I was not significantly positive. How can it be? You're learning so many lessons. Oh, I'm not done learning lessons by any means, but I have a much better outlook on it. I'm just chiseling out my contour. Okay, let's do a blush. I've got some really pretty blushes over here. I'm gonna go into Frenchie. I want a little peachiness, but I also want some pinkiness. So I'm going into Dahlia, which is my favorite pink. Just not acceptable in the winter. Probably could be if I wanted it to be, but maybe just for parties. I don't know. We'll see next year. I'm going to just tap these together. I like using the blush and bronzer brush. I like how big this end is for blending it. Then I can take this fluffy end and just, I'm gonna grab a little more bronzer. We're just gonna warm it up a bit. Okay. I'm gonna take a little bronzer here and I'm gonna bridge my neck. My neck's always lighter than my face, so I always take a little bit of bronzer and I just move it around. Moving it around. I'm going to go into that detail brush on the small end, going into that brightening, and I'm just gonna brighten right here under my eyes. Just like so. I saw this really beautiful, I'm picking summer colors. I might as well do something summery on my eyes, but I am trying out some DIY lashes. I'll keep you posted on them. This was my first time putting them on. Not my first time doing DIY glue on under lashes, but this is my first time with this brand, and you know, it's an adjustment like any new product. So I'll keep you posted on what I think. And that's it. I'm gonna take what's left and I'm just going to go on my lid. Well, I need more. I'm just gonna cancel out my veins and my discoloration on my lids. I like this as a primer, it works for me. If you have a primer you like, do that. Taking setting powder and I'm gonna set it. This is gonna keep it from creasing and give me a really good blending surface. I keep 2 powders in my palette, and that is because I am quite oily. I always start my powder on the outside and work it in. Work it in. We're gonna do a full face today, and I'm gonna try to do it quickly. I'm gonna take that detail brush, I'm gonna go into my contour here, and I'm gonna contour my lips. I did a lip combo I really liked yesterday, and I'm trying to think if it works with this cheek, and I'm not sure, but it was Heat Waves with Bear. It was so pretty. We'll do it because I want to show it. But Heat Waves is a bronzer, and it's gorgeous. It has some red undertones to it. That's gross. Just put that right over here. And I'm gonna line my lips with it. So if you like a rusty lip color, I really like Max Half Red. It is one of my favorites. This is pretty comparable to it, actually. I've been trying to find it and I always forget about Heat Waves. I love Heat Waves as a liner. I put it on pretty heavy and thick, like that. Then I'm gonna take Bear, which is limited edition. It's so pretty. I'm gonna grab Bear and I'm just gonna fill it in, and this just creates this really pretty ombre to it by making it. Bear is nice and light. I don't know if this quite goes with my cheek. Let's add, what is that called? Oh, Summer Love. Doesn't help, but it did moisturize. All right, let's do an eyeshadow look. Let's do an eyeshadow look. Okay, I've got an eyeshadow brush. I've got my eyeshadow palette. I am going to take, let's go with Sabrina, because I've been using the heck out of Drift and you guys should see more. Let's do Sabrina just to show you Sabrina. I saw somebody do this and it was so pretty. And I'm gonna pull this up. I'm hitting it into the crease and I'm bringing it up to the brow. Sabrina is a very light and bright champagne shimmer. There are 3 champagne shimmers. There's Drift. I love Drift. I love the formula of it the most. And then there's Sabrina, and then there is Rome. Rome is more of a cool tone. It's this one right here. We've got Sabrina, it's a bit bright, and then Drift is a little, there's like light, medium, dark, but even dark is light. Excellent description. I know. Let's go into Paris. Is that Paris? Right here. Paris is this bright pink. And we're going to go in with the fluffy end, and I'm really gonna dig into it. It's such a pretty bright pink color, and I am gonna wash this all over the inner lid, and then I'm gonna bring it up. And I'm gonna build, build, build. There are 3 really pretty pinks, depending on what you're looking for. Paris is very light. And then we have Mama, which is just a good neutral. A lot of people like to use it as their all over color. I'm really building this up. And then there's Claire. This is Claire, it's quite warm. This is Paris. And then this is Mama right here. And they are beautiful colors. I love the way, for spring, Paris. It's such a pretty pink tone. It's a matte finish. I know a lot of people don't like shimmers. They feel like they can't. You can. Just be careful with the fleck. Message me and we could talk about it. But low flex shimmers if you have maturing lids. But don't ever let somebody tell you you can't wear shimmers. You don't need that kind of negativity. Okay, we're gonna go into Bird. I believe this is Bird. Bird is a good, pretty, yep, a good, really pretty middle of the road brown. So this is kind of like a spring Neapolitan. And I'm going to put Bird on here, and I'm gonna focus this just on the outer corner. And I will put just on the outer corner. Tapping it, building it, and I'm putting it on the outer lid and up. I have hooded eyes. Now I also have these DIY lashes on, and so I don't need to go crazy because the lashes do it for me. The lashes are doing it for me, and I'm just putting this on, tappy tap tap, outer lid, and then outer corner, and then up onto that brow bone a little bit. We could push it in and blend it in. It's so pretty. I'm gonna go on the small end of the eyeshadow brush, and we are gonna put it down here and down here. I like some smokiness with my eye makeup, just a skoosh, but that's it. That's all I wanted to do. Just a really, look at how pretty that is. What a good everyday color. All right, I'm gonna take my setting spray, then let it fall. I don't like to directly spray my face. And that's it. These lashes, I feel like they might be a little tacky still. That's okay. But this was my first time applying them. They're different. They are different, and I always have to be really careful because they very easily can make me look cross-eyed. That's okay. That's okay, I don't mind. All right, that's it. This is just a really good, simple, quick out the door. It was in 15 minutes, and that's with a lot of talking. So have a great day.